Hello, my beautiful friends. Sarah Kernels here, and I am coming to you. This episode is coming out on the day of the spring equinox, March 20th. And that's the day when we have an equal amount of light and dark. And in this northern hemisphere where we're found, we are coming into this season of spring, which is all about renewal. Um, Recharging, rebirth, and I can't think of a possible better energy for people after a breakup because it's all about something that has passed that we are going to be letting go of, and we are stepping into a new chapter. So I really wanted to create an episode to help you harness this amazing energy of the day. So, what is this energy all about, and how can we best use it for a breakup? So, I want you to really think about a few key elements. So, we had our episode that came out the other day about a breakup detox, and that's really about doing that deep clean of your life and really letting go and removing anything that's no longer serving you. Because if we don't get rid of those things that are no longer serving us, they can turn toxic. Those things that are old and stagnant can begin to weigh you down. And if you think about it, if this were something in nature, if something was old or if it had died, it will begin to rot. And there's the potential for it to create disease. Um, Before we can turn it into any kind of fertilizer or anything, you don't want that to be in your system. It has to go through a separate situation. It has to go through a separate process for that to turn into like compost or fertilizer. But you don't want it in your cells while that's happening, right? Um, we don't keep the compost in our house. We take it out and it goes into a compost pile so that it can have its natural process separately. And then once those nutrients have been um, awakened, is that the word I want? Awakened. Once those nutrients have come out of the composting, fertilizing process, then we can take them and we can put them on top of our life for true um, rewards, for that nourishment, for those the goodness that we can get from the bad. But you have to take the bad out first. So if you haven't listened to the episode that came out on Tuesday of this week, it's all about a detox and how we can use the time after a breakup to clear out the old and to get really intentional about what do we no longer want around, what needs to be taken out so that we can make space for the new. And I'm going to probably be using a lot of planting and gardening analogies because spring is a time where we are planting. So you wouldn't plant new crops in a place where it's still full of the old. You have to pull up the weeds, you have to clear the space before you can plant anything in. So, step one of harnessing the spring equinox energy is clearing the way and doing that detox that we talked about on Tuesday. And that is going to help you to prepare the way. So, the second thing that I want you to do to harness the energy of the equinox is to decide what are the seeds that you want to plant in your life. What do you want to be growing for the next 6 months? And I love this process because it invites you to be so intentional. I find before I came to the coaching world, before I started working with clients, and before I started putting these practices in place where I started to get clear about what I wanted for my life, I felt like I felt like life was happening to me, and I was just sort of reacting to it as it went. I was um, going here and there, wherever the wind blowed, and I just rolled with the punches as they came. And I didn't realize that I had the ability to direct my focus to where I wanted it to go and to create plans for my future of what I truly wanted. And this makes me feel like I'm in so much more control of my life, that I can choose the energy of what I want to bring each day and what I want to cultivate for the next few months, for the next few years. And I'm really starting to look in longer cycles of where do I want my life to be going for the next 2, 3 years, rather than just being in this reactive mode of just reacting to exactly what's in front of me. So in spring equinox, it's really great to take some time to be intentional, to get clear about what do I want to be growing. What do I want to be tending to for the next 6 months? What do I want to be paying attention to? What do I want to be cultivating? And also, what do I want to harvest? So I always think about so there's the law of attraction, right? People have heard about the law of attraction, and we know that there's the secret that teaches us, your energy brings to you what you're attracting. But we don't talk about the law of the harvest, which is something I'm learning right now. I'm studying it. I am learning ways of how I can practice this intentionally in my own life. And one of the things about the law of the harvest is you reap what you sow. And the seeds that you plant right now are incredibly powerful because that's what you're going to be harvesting in 6 months. And we don't think about it that way. We don't think about, like, what are the things that I'm doing for myself today that are going to really come about in a few months. So people might think about this with like a weight loss journey or a fitness journey of, I want to be able to run a 5K. And so you start 3 months in advance and you start a training program, and it goes little by little and day by day. And you start building on those skills and those abilities so that at the end of your training period, you're able to run that 5K. You get to do this in your life too, and in your romantic life especially. You get to decide, what do I want to be harvesting in a few months? What do I want my love life to look like? What do I want my relationship with myself to look like? What are my self care practices that make me feel so amazing that I am just radiating all of this amazing energy, that I'm loving my life, and I am just overflowing, that I can't wait to share my life with a partner? Right? You're going to attract a much better person, and you're going to choose a much better person to be your partner if you are feeling so full of self love, and that you don't need that person to fill you with any kind of love. They get to be the extra bounty, the extra in your life. They aren't making up um, for something that's lacking. So, what practices make me feel the best? And if you think about this, I'm trying to think, is there a gardening analogy for this? Maybe there's not. But if you just think about this all the way through, I know in my life, when I was thinking I needed a partner to enjoy my life, or I needed a partner to feel better about myself, or to prove that I was worthy of love, the people that I attracted actually reflected my biggest fears back to me. They were the ones that weren't sure if they wanted to commit, that they weren't sure if I was the one, and they wanted to keep dating other people. And they weren't they weren't the highest quality because I wasn't loving my life. But when I'm in a period where I'm really loving my life, and I am just so full of joy, and I am feeling like I have so many wonderful options, that's actually when I attract the best men into my life, that they are just having more fun with me, and they are adding more bonus to my life, that I feel like um, it's just actually dating can be such a joy when you're coming at it from that place instead of a chore, because the people that you're spending time with are so much more fun and you're having fun. And even if you have somebody that maybe isn't a great fit, it doesn't really ruin your mood all that much because you love your life anyway. You just kind of chalk it up to like, that's his problem. And it's not about me, which is so true. Most of the time, the issues are not about you. So, this is a great time to get really intentional about your self care, your boundaries, your joy practices, your pleasure practices. And I don't just mean sexual pleasure, right? Like walking in the sun, being in nature, enjoying smelling a flower or tasting delicious fresh food. That's pleasurable, right? All of this pleasure that we have in our life is really coming about now that it's spring and it's starting to bloom. So that's step two, is to start thinking about what do I intentionally want to be working on for 6 months that I can create this harvest for the next 6 months. And what are the ways that I can really connect deeply with myself and start enjoying my life. So, this is also a really powerful time if you are somebody who likes to create a vision board, that you can find those images that really speak to you, um, that really call you forward of where you're going for your life, because you're planting those seeds, right? Of like, this is the life I want to create, and this is what I want to be harvesting for the next 6 months. And then also, you are going to want to start to embrace new beginnings. This is a time of blooming, just like those flowers are coming to bloom. And the robins are coming out, and I'm starting to see them already, which feels so early. But all of the new energy of spring, of what's coming. So we want to embrace all these new beginnings. And sometimes we think, I have to see the result. I have to see it before I believe it. But actually we have to start believing it before we see it. So if you are at this place, I find so many people come to me at a time where they're like, no more. I am not doing this toxic dating thing anymore. This is my line in the sand. I'm not going forward with it anymore. I'm creating something different. If that's true, you have to start living your life now as if you are the healthiest version of yourself, as if you are in the best, most wonderful relationship, as if you love yourself fully and embrace all of your flaws. You have to start living that way now, because once you start believing it, then you will see it. So let this be your call to a new beginning. And I wanted to really dive into some beautiful affirmations that I can gift you today that we could perhaps do together, that can help to bring this energy of renewal and rebirth and um, revival. And we can move into spring together as we are really stepping into these new beginnings. So I want to give these to you as my gift to you today. So let these, just like last week, we did a different kind of episode where you could really do the visualization and you could activate it while you're walking. Take this part and maybe bookmark this section so that you can come back to it again and again and listen to it over and over, that you can really start to feel these in your body and feel into them as truth, because that's what we want to be doing with an affirmation. Is we want to start feeling, if I fully believed this, what does it feel like in my body? How do I embody it? How do I move through the world as if this was true? All right, so get yourself either somewhere comfy that you want to, if you want to take this in more of a meditative way, that's amazing. If you want to listen to this while you're walking or doing the dishes, also amazing. Okay. All right. I want you to take a couple breaths and come into this moment right now. Just notice yourself settling in to the here and now. Feel what it's like to be in your body right now. And I want you to imagine yourself surrounded by a beautiful golden light of protective energy. All is well. You are safe. You are loved exactly as you are. Feel the warmth, feel the golden light, just as if you were standing out in the sun. And let yourself be surrounded by this. Bask in that beautiful golden light. And as I say these affirmations, I want you to feel them in your body. How does it feel to believe this? I embrace the energy of renewal and allow fresh beginnings to unfold in my life. I shed the past with ease and I step forward into my most vibrant season yet. I am awakening to new possibilities and opportunities, and it is safe for me to go through seasons of change and renewal. I am in perfect harmony with the cycles of life, and I trust divine timing in all things. I trust that while some things may need to die, it is so that other things may have the space to bloom and be born. I am exactly where I need to be, right here and right now, and I am aligning with wonderful, beautiful things coming to me. I trust both the light and the dark, knowing that they both hold wisdom for me. They are both forces for my growth and my expansion. Today, I plant seeds of intention, knowing they will blossom into my wildest and most beautiful dreams. And I am worthy of everything I desire, and I take bold action towards my dreams. As I step into this new season, I radiate love, confidence, and joy, attracting the most aligned opportunities and experiences into my life. I wait with joyful anticipation for all that is coming to me. With each and every breath, I invite more beauty, pleasure, and ease into my life. I am planting seeds of beautiful things coming to me in my future, where all of my dreams will come true with time. Take a deep breath in, hold it at the top, and let it out with a sigh. So beautiful that you took this time to align with this energy of the spring equinox, of the possibility of what is coming to bloom. Because I know that there's a lot to harness here with the spring equinox, there is even more opportunity for you to take this even deeper. And I want you to make sure that you do that. I have put together my top 10 journaling prompts because I find that even though I am resistant to journaling, I actually have the most transformation in my life when I commit to a journaling practice. And because I struggle a little bit to get started, it helps me a lot to have prompts to think about, how do I want to answer this question? And what do I most want to get out of my journaling? So I took my 10 most powerful prompts that create the most healing and the most transformational positive change in your life. And I put them all together. And you can go get them. It's at www www.top10journalprompts.com, and you can access those for yourself. I'm going to put the link in the notes. It's my free gift to you, in addition to these wonderful affirmations that I hope you get to use and enjoy. But please go download the top 10 journal prompts. They will help you with such beautiful transformation. And I do want to let you know that I am here to support you through each and every season of your life. Whether you are just starting the breakup, whether you are blossoming into your new dating life, whether you are at the start of a new relationship, I want to help support you and know that I am here for you. If there's anything that you need, please do not hesitate to reach out. All right, as always, my friends, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to our next time that we get to spend together. All right, be well.